or at least 10 minutes after, and you're like,
right.
freaking
So
out.
you went to go get the dogs, and then I met you there, and I got there after they were opened because I'm always late.
Yeah,
And
you are.
and I was still the first one there, and the brewer guy was like, yeah, they left. And I was like, what? And I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, the girls that were here earlier, and yeah, they got into another car and left. And I was like,
did he say...
what? And then my anxiety just nuts.
Oh, good.
So then I just got it. I was like,
anxiety.
well, if anything's going to solve this, it's beer.
beer.
So I ordered a ginger.
At least it was open when you were there.
Yeah, and then I sat by myself, all alone, as the only person in the entire brewery.
Yeah, for being a Saturday, it was pretty slow at the beginning. But to be fair, we were outside when it was a little windier, and a lot of people were inside. But there was this guy that showed up, and as a group of friends who has a single friend, we got really excited.
We did get really excited because
He had a dog.
Our single friend
Yeah.
needs some loving.
Yeah, and what better than a man with a dog?
Exactly.
Except her dogs are being little shits.
Yep.
They were like, don't touch my mother. And the other dog was like, yo, I don't even want your mama.
I got my papa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the dogs ended up all loving each other, and then our friend went home single still.
Poor her.
Oh my
if you
god, she's
have
going
a-
to kill us when she hears this one.
I'm going to use this opportunity to say, if you know a man, at least 6 foot tall, loves dogs, preferably in Colorado Springs.
Likes the outdoors.
Oh, yeah. Any of that stuff. Likes beer.
And loves the Broncos.
Ooh, loves the Broncos. Can you at us, please? And tell us his name. How cool would it be if, like, this podcast turned into, like, a dating service?
I would love that.
Like, we just, like, find random single people and say what they like and what their interests are.
Oh my gosh.
Or what their favorite beer is.
Okay, we've just assigned a new purpose for our Gmail account.
Yes. Please email us the details of your single friend, and we will say them and then connect another single friend with you.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
That actually sounds like a legitimate podcast.
That also sounds extremely dangerous.
Well, don't give me like your social or anything. I mean, unless you have great credit, give me your social. We'll work something out.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So anywho, anything else happen?
No, it was just a bunch of day drinking. I just for the concerned listener, Mom, I did not drive home. I took an Uber home.
Yes.
That sounded false, but that was 100% true. I just was stuttering because I was like, maybe it was a Lyft or maybe it was an Uber. I should avoid Uber. I think there was like an avoidal
it was a long time ago.
phase.
It's fine.
It's fine now?
I think so.
Okay. I use both apps. I love them both. No, I think the last thing I wanted to say was like the last time I went day drinking was like to a Pride Fest, and if you've no, it was a beer fest, and I don't know if those count as day drinking.
No, those are two separate entities.
Tell me why you think that. I am interested in your argument.
Because when you go to a brew fest, you have the intention to drink as much as you can in a 2-hour period, unless you have the VIP 3 hours.
That would I was up for the VIP.
And your intention is to try as many beers, and then as a result, you get super drunk. When you're day drinking, you're just like, oh yeah, I could go for a beer. Oh, we just finished our hike. Let's go for a beer. And then you just park yourself at a brewery, especially if you live in a place that has
so many breweries. So close together and close to home.
And by the trails.
Ugh.
It's the worst.
You guys did this to us.
Yes, Colorado Springs.
How dare you?
So anyways.
Well,
so they're way, 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 way different because you already have a taxi / Uber / Lyft
setup
planned.
Yeah.
After a brew fest, whereas you just day drinking with your hiking bitches is way different.
Your hiking crew, bitches.
Yeah, the hiking crew.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. Especially like after beer fest, I'm usually walking drunkenly to the nearest Chipotle.
Yeah, exactly.
And day drinking, I'm usually walking home to go to sleep. The Pride Fest story I was thinking of is we went downtown to America the Beautiful Park. They had their Pride Fest there, and there's a little drinking corner, like a little garden you can drink in. And of course I got drunk, and me and my friends ended up dancing in the fountain at America the Beautiful Park.
Yes.
In our sundresses, and we got sunburned to hell.
That sounds like a great time.
It was a great time. And then we walked home in our soaking wet sundresses and like all our pride attire. And everyone loved us. Not gonna lie. They were like,
awesome.
Yeah, girls, get it.
Get it, girls.
Yeah, it was fun. From what I remember. I was drunk mostly. I remember I ran into my technical writing teacher from UCCS.
Oh my gosh.
At Pride. Like, I knew she was gay or a supporter, but it was so... She's a cool fucking chick. So it was actually pretty cool running into her. I was like, there you are. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I haven't seen you in like years. And we caught up a little bit. And there I was in my soaking wet dress.
With your nips showing.
Yeah. I was like, clearly I support you. My head beams high. Head beams? High beams high.
Oh my God.
Gosh, I'm already tipsy, Audrey.
I know. Drink more.
How about you talk about what you've done this week?
Oh no.
Your turn, so I can drink more.
So, listeners, maybe I hate this so much. So
you could do it.
Going off of last week to this week, my update last week was all about the podcast and how it's been consuming my life and how I've been learning all these new things and and I can't, and this week has been no different. All of my free time has been dedicated to making sure that we are on all the sites we need to be on and making sure that the launch is going to go okay, which you already know. You're already there.
Yeah.
You're in the future.
Yep.
We're in at least March 9th. But anyways... So in the midst of all of that, I'm like trying to get the first 3 episodes worked out and edited and all that. And somehow I delete the data files for the 4th episode.
Oh, what's the 4th episode?
This one?
Oh. Oh, yeah, I was there.
The 4th episode, this one, is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. And it's been a wild ride. And I almost think that, I don't really believe in this kind of stuff, but I almost think that the universe has done this on purpose just to make a point to this episode of, if you want to do something and get it done, to just do it no matter what happens. But anyways, I somehow deleted the data files of this last episode.
I mean, we were playing it pretty cool, like 20 minutes ago, but we were super sad like an hour ago.
Yeah, we were super bummed.
When we realized that, we're like, shit, we just lost our last episode.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this is a re-record. And
for
luckily,
the 3rd time. You're welcome. We love you.
Luckily, we had all the same beers and everything. And
that's true, actually. I know we were talking about it earlier, but like for sure I'm drinking a Wasatch and she's drinking yours truly.
Yeah.
That is real life.
Yes. So I was just like super bummed an hour ago, and then Beth.
Wait. Audrey looked for at least an hour, maybe 2 hours. We were like, Audrey, not me. Audrey was researching like data recovery on your Mac, like how to recover stuff on your trash. She downloaded all these apps to recover. Ultimately, it didn't even find it. And then, even if it did, they wanted to charge you $100 to recover it. And we're into that, but not into
it. It was a bummer. So we decided to just re-record, and which was actually a really good choice.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that's exactly what this book is about. Is to kind of just push through. If you're meant to do something, to just push through and do it, whether it's a good idea or not a good idea. But if it's something you want to do, to just fucking do it. So if you're hearing like a little bum tune in our podcast,
we're doing our best.
That might be why. But we're just gonna keep drinking and hopefully just get through it.
Honestly, I like had to step away because it was sad.
I know. But I hate making Beth sad or mad.
So yeah.
Because she's like the smartest person I know. And when it comes to something as stupid as deleting a data file, I'm like, oh my,
It's okay though. Like,
Beth, are you gonna fire me from this podcast?
Yeah, Audrey kept asking, like, you should fire me. I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna fire you? I need you. Otherwise, I would totally fire you.
Oh man, it
as
was
soon
the
as we
worst.
took that step away, we're like, all right, let's do another one.
Yeah.
Worst case is we get to drink more and talk about this awesome book. So it's a win-win. And like Audrey was saying, like, there's a part of this book, I don't know if we're getting there later, but just in case we're not.
It's fine.
It literally says, like, the universe will try to keep you down. There's going to be things thrown in your direction that say, don't do this anymore. And it's your decision to say, fine, universe, I give up. Or to say, screw you guys. I'm making a podcast.
Right.
And so we chose that decision.
She actually says, and there was a quote or a story, she said, if you decide to make a brewery or a bakery, I've been thinking about beer way too much clearly. But if you decide to do a bakery and you get the bakery up and running and whatever, and a car runs into your bakery and everything is lost and you have to rebuy everything, would you do it? But no, the true story that I absolutely know of is her friend wanted to do a sound studio.
Okay.
And she bought all of the microphones, the instruments, made sure that the walls were all insulated, which we clearly still need to work on.
It's in progress.
I don't know if you've noticed. And she bought all of the equipment just for it to burn down the very next day.
It burned down?
It burned down.
Oh my God. I don't know if I could recoup.
Well, and so that was the story was if that were the situation, what would you do?
I hope she had insurance.
This girl ended up, I'm sure she did, because she ended up rebuilding it in bigger and better.
Good.
Than the original, and now she's super successful and is doing what she actually wants to do.
That artist? Beyonce.
I don't want to name names.
That artist?
But did you know Beyonce, her studio was burned down? Oh my goodness.
So exactly. We should continue to work on this podcast and hope that people that are listening appreciate our desire to finish this podcast, like our efforts.
Yeah. When I left and came back with all my stuff, like the recording stuff or whatever, I was like, Beth, if this isn't dedication to our podcast, I don't know what is.
Exactly.
It's like we both just made a pledge and said, this is what we're doing. And it doesn't matter what's going to happen. If a whole podcast goes away, that's a pretty big deal.
We're new at this. I'm glad it happened before we launched. That way we can fix it. And you guys don't really know unless we told you, which hello, look how honest we're being right now and like how much you should appreciate that. Dad, listen to this podcast, okay?
Yeah.
Which is funny because my dad actually doesn't listen to podcasts. But if he did, he would totally appreciate the honesty of this. But yeah, my dad listens to Delilah, which might be a regional thing.
It is a regional thing,
Are you
but
sure?
Oh my gosh, I hope you're in that region and you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, like Delilah, that deep voice. I think she's a blonde.
She's like, hello, Carol. How are you?
No,
and then Carol says, hi, Delilah. I'm just having so many issues because my husband is cheating on me and I do all the housework and and I just am not ever appreciated.
Oh, Carol.
Yes, and what do I do?
Carol, we appreciate you.
And that's it. She just says, we appreciate you. And then she dedicates songs to you.
You know what, Carol? This is a song I'm going to play.
She said...
Coming up next, Livin' La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin. Oh, fucking Carol.
Oh, man, but that's literally how it goes, and it's the worst.
Everyone loves Delilah. I grew up with Delilah. I aspired to be Delilah.
It's so bad it's good. That's why everyone loves it.
It's the cheesiest show. If we can be half as cheesy as Delilah, we fucking made it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And if my dad even looks us up on the internet and finds us, we made it, girl.
Oh.
My dad hates podcasts.
Hey, Dad.
We were driving up to Denver the other day to stop at DIA. Stop at, we were visiting.
Yeah.
No, we were flying out of DIA. And it was in the morning, and all the Bob and Tom and all the morning shows started coming on. And he's like, I fucking hate morning shows. And he was trying to find the right radio station. So yeah, I was trying to feel him out for the podcast. I was like, so Dad, you don't like when people talk on the radio? He's like, no, just play the music. I didn't wake up at 4 a.m. to hear it talk. And I'm like, okay. I'm not telling him about the podcast yet.
Wait, so your dad doesn't even know about it?
No.
That's all right.
I did